listening to Talk Back Natchitoches with Pastor Steve Harris.
Good morning and welcome to Talk Back Natchitoches. Yours truly, Pastor Stephen Harris. Listen, we may be delayed, but we're not denied because we are on here all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. It's live, hippity live. Forget about your trouble in your 9 to 5 and we're going to sail along. Listen, we're going to jump right into the fact that we want to invoke the presence of the Lord, but I need you to invite Lottie, Dottie, and everybody so that we can get in on this conversation. Y'all, there is a beautiful young lady in the house that I told her I'm going to jail. Arrest me, take me to jail with you. Anyway, let's pray. Lord God, how we thank you, praise, glorify, magnify, and lift you up. For Lord, this is the day that you made, and I'm going to rejoice and be exceedingly glad in it. Lord, I thank you for life, health, and strength. I thank you for what you've done and what you're going to do. Lord, we pray that this segment will be a blessing to those who will hear what the Spirit is saying. Lord, that it may be informative, it may be inspiring and impactful. And we pray all of these blessings in the matchless and awesome name of Jesus. We do pray. Amen and amen. Listen, I'm just going to jump right into it after I say this. Tonight, y'all, you got to be there. We've got the candidates that's going to be at the forum to get to know the candidates and things like that, because I think it is imperative, it is important that we know and have some knowledge of the people who we are voting for. With that being said, and that's at 6 o'clock down at the City Council hall where they, have the monthly meetings and things like that. Look on the bounce and you will be able to know where it's going to be. Please be there or be square. With that being said, good morning.
Grand Rising.
Yes. Now, for those who don't know who you are, this is a beautiful young lady from the metropolis of Mansfield, Louisiana, which I've had the pleasure of half of my life been in Mansfield because of the fact my oldest son is from Mansfield, and I know just about everybody there. But Miss Brittany, which is detective. My
Yes.
God! Now I'm telling you again, that's not that's unusual. But tell us who you are for those who don't know you.
Well, I am Brittany. I'm actually from Winfield.
Oh, you're from
Yes,
Winfield?
I'm from Winfield,
Okay.
Louisiana, raised in Winfield.
All right.
I started my career in law enforcement in 2018, and I moved to Natchitoches in 2019. So I've been here about 6 years.
So you were in Mansfield? I mean, you born in Winfield?
Born in Winfield.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm born in
and raised.
Natchitoches because
Oh, you
Winfield
born-
don't have hospitals that deliver babies.
Okay. So
So,
born in Natchitoches.
Born in Natchitoches, but I was raised in Winfield.
In Winfield.
All my life is. And I actually went to school in Monroe. So I lived in Monroe for about 4 or 5 years. Because I went to the University of Louisiana and Monroe. Go Hawks.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So
I
went
remember
to
when y'all was Indians or something.
North Louisiana
Yeah.
University, yes.
Yeah.
So
Northeast, I think they call it.
Northeast,
Yeah.
yes. Well, we're the Hawks now.
All right.
The Hawks now. And like I said, I moved to Natchitoches in 2019.
Okay, so 2019, and your major was in criminal justice?
Well, no. So I originally went to school for computer architecture.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Because that was back in 2009. So that was way before I even decided to be in law enforcement.
Gotta have some brain to do that even.
Yes. But I am currently back at ULM and I'm getting my bachelor's in criminal justice.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Wish you would have gone to, I wish I would have worn my GSU shirt, but anyway.
Oh, no.
Now,
No.
we got a good CJ.
Now, y'all do have a good
one of the
department
best,
over there. And a good nursing department,
That's
but I
right.
love my ULM.
That's all
So-
right. We do make accidents and mistakes, but
Oh,
anyway.
wow.
So With that being said, Bird, right?
Yes, Detective Bird.
We welcome you to our city.
Thank
Did
you.
you ever come through here? You were
Yes,
born?
I started my career for Natchitoches.
Okay.
Yeah, the city of Natchitoches.
All right. And that was under who?
Mickey Dove.
Okay.
She's Mickey Dove.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I know him. Yeah, I know him well. So what inspired you to become what inspired you to get in law enforcement? Because I know you didn't just say, I'm going to be a detective.
No, if you would have told me 20 years ago that I would be in law enforcement, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
I kind of was pushed into it.
Okay.
And I discovered my love for law enforcement, and so I crossed over.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, exactly, how did you get there, though?
Okay. So I'm trying to make a long story short. I was currently in sales. I was working at AT&T. I had did that for about 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you know how when you're comfortable with something, but God is telling you to move, but you're so comfortable that you don't move. He pushed me out.
Okay.
He said, you gotta go.
Okay.
So when he pushed me out, I started working in corrections.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just gonna.
So you were in corrections first?
Yes.
I see.
I'm just gonna do this for a little while and go back to sales. But I ended up enjoying what I was doing. I loved what I did in corrections, but I knew I didn't want to be confined in those walls.
Right.
So the next step was to go and be on patrol. So that's kind of how I got into law enforcement.
So you go from being in corrections, which is, you're dealing with people who on parole and things like that.
It's
and first of all, you don't have enough officers, and folks just because they get out don't mean they're gonna act good and act right.
True.
So you go from there, and then you go to patrolling.
Yes.
And then, how do you go from patrolling to now detective?
Well, I did all of my certifications. I went to, classes, investigation classes, seminars.
Right.
And I'm certified.
Right.
I'm
Qualified,
I'm
certified, bona fide.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'm never going to question your certification, your qualification, because I believe that, you where you need to be.
It's not something that's just given to you.
That's right, but especially in that of being a detective, that is a little different. Tell us the difference between being a person who is a patrol or maybe behind a desk doing the clerical part. You're not doing none of that. You are actively a detective.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, so right now I am still patrolling.
Okay.
So I'm still on patrol, but I also, whenever there's a case that I need to be called out on, and I get called out on.
Yeah, because first of all, nobody's signing up to get shot at.
No.
And
we don't make that much.
Right. And today, law enforcement, there is such a level of disrespect for law enforcement. But what is one of the misconceptions people have about detectives and the work that you all actually do?
I would say a lot of people think that we're just sitting somewhere eating donuts, twiddling our thumbs on our phones. When a lot of people don't realize the time and the effort that goes into solving cases or taking reports and doing the proper paperwork that it takes to properly solve a case or get your information that you need. A lot of times you have to go out to either residents or businesses to see if they have camera footage of alleged crime, or you have to speak with witnesses, you have to speak with people that may have been involved, and we all know that a lot of times, a lot of people don't want to talk.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to say what they seen, what they heard, because they don't want to be involved. So you have to build a rapport, or you have to build some kind of relationship with your communities for them to be comfortable to say, I want to tell you this, and I want to help solve whatever the crime is.
Right.
So it's a lot that goes into it, and you do have your off time, but it takes a lot of time and effort to go into doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's not something that you just have a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
You have to put a lot of time into it, and you always have to keep learning. So even though I have the position that I have, I still schedule myself to go to trainings, and, because you never can stop learning. It's always something new you can learn, a new tactic. So it's always something to do.
Right. So let's talk about what does a typical day look like for a detective.
Well, right now, like I said, I'm still on patrol. So a day for me is I get up at 4:00 in the morning.
Wow.
I have to be to work by 5:45, and I'm there till 6:00. So you get your various calls throughout the day. You handle calls of service. It could be anything from a motor vehicle crash, or somebody cat stuck in a tree, or they're having a juvenile that's being disrespectful. So you're not just arresting bad guys.
Right.
You have to be a counselor. You have to be a animal control.
Yeah,
it's not just
cat in the tree.
Yeah.
Somebody want my cat in the tree.
Yeah, my child is being disrespectful. They don't want to get up and go to school.
What they call it, cat whisperer. Come down.
And cats a little. They don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
But it's a lot that goes into it. So it's kind of like you never know what your next call is going to be.
Right.
So you got to be prepared, and yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I went to that academy. Chief Mickey Dove sent me to that academy, and it taught me a whole lot.
Okay.
It taught me, listen, the first thing that when you on call, you amped up because you don't know what the next call gonna be. You may have a calm one call one moment, but all chaos the next one.
Yes.
And so, they put this thing on my finger, and they told me, they just asked me one question, said, we're going to ask you a question in a few moments. And all of a sudden, that thing started alarming, and I'm like, what's that going on like that? They said, you amped up, because they said, well, they were going to ask you a question. And I'm like, over that, they said, now, a person who's on call in law enforcement, that's probably 10 times amped up than what you are.
Yeah.
But what are some of the most challenging parts of investigating a case that the public may never see?
The most challenging? Actually investigating. Like I said, you have the community that what's the phrase? Snitches get stitches.
Oh yeah.
So it's challenging to build that relationship and having the community actually trust you. You have to build a lot of trust for them to be able to be comfortable with speaking with you.
Right.
A lot of times they aren't really afraid of coming forward because of the situation, but it's more so
trust.
They're scared to what the repercussions may be of somebody retaliating against them. So it's kind of making them comfortable and giving them that trust that you're protected.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think that's one of the things that people don't understand, that a lot of your cases are solved because of people speaking up.
Right.
Of course, like I said, every place doesn't have cameras.
Right.
So you have to kind of rely on people speaking up and saying, hey,
and eyewitnesses are much better than even cameras, huh?
Yeah, because if you have at least 2 or 3 They have the same exact story.
Right.
They have the same account of everything. And you interview them separately, and they have the same
Right.
account. It's kind of like, okay, this has to be what happened.
Talking about interviews, how important are interviews and evidence and technology and, like you said, community tips and things like that?
It is very, very important and imperative. Is very important.
Yeah. That initial interview and you know the poker face and things that you gotta have. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but I used to be in the rent-to-own business.
Okay.
Now, having a female to get in a house was, look, sometimes they wouldn't let a man in the house, but that female could get in because I guess it's maybe the same way in law enforcement. A female doesn't appear to be as intimidating.
Correct.
And a lot of time, a female seems to be more trusting.
Correct.
You know, but I do know that the techniques and things you all use to get a potential witness or a person who's actually committed a crime, you know, like you walked in today, and I wanted to just testify and tell you the whole truth.
Tell me everything, huh?
So help me God, you know.
Right, yes.
And so I guess, unjokingly, the ideal of this person trusting a person to tell them this is what happened, you know.
As a female officer and being in law enforcement, you do have those people who look at you when you come on scene. They see you as their sister,
Right.
or their mom, or their aunt, or their cousin. They're more relatable to you as a female, like you said, because you're less intimidating. But at the same time, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because if you're going to an incident where they are having family issues or domestic issues, and you come on scene and they're like, oh, you remind me of, you know. So it's kind of, it goes hand in hand, but majority of the time it is, they are more trusting towards a female because they can, you know, they're more relatable, or they trust you more as a family figure as a female.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I want to talk about building trust between police and community.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, it.
Let me put my phone on silent.
Oh, that's what's going on?
Yeah. That's
Don't worry about
I
that.
have my mama camera connected to my phone. Just
And it's going
and
off.
it's going off. Yeah. She must be taking the dog out.
How you like Mansfield?
I love Mansfield.
I know.
I really do.
Yeah. Do you know a guy by the name of Lopez Kim Jones in Mansfield?
Let me tell you. So my partner is Curtis Jones.
Curtis?
Yeah, that's my partner, and that's his cousin.
That's right. And all them Joneses, and even the mayor.
Yes. Thomas Jones.
Yeah.
So I don't know him, but
Jeter?
yes, he's our new councilman.
Yeah, that's all them Joneses I
There's
know.
a lot
Matter
of
of fact, I'll be in Grambling this weekend. We got a reunion with one of our mothers. And we're back. Listen, we just catching up on some things. But building trust in the community. How do you go by doing that? And two, you're not from like Mansfield.
Correct.
But how important is it for you to build trust in the community in order to, when things happen, not if things happen, when things go down, that you get that call, hey, I know who did it now. You know, now don't tell them what, but I know. Yeah.
It's very important to build that trust, and you build that trust by being present, being seen, going to community events, going when you go to the store. You know, of course, one of the number one. I didn't do it.
Right.
It's like
everybody innocent.
Yeah,
everybody innocent.
So it's like just building that trust and being able to laugh and talk to people and carry a conversation and letting them feel comfortable with being able to talk to you that way when things do happen. They are able to say, okay, I remember her when I seen her at Walmart and we had a conversation. A simple conversation can go a long way. So I think just being present, being seen, being able to be talked to, and letting people see your face.
Right.
Not being a stranger and okay, I see her here, I see her there. She's patrolling the neighborhood. She goes to the store. She's speaking with children. And so a lot of times, like I said again, people think that you're just kind of sitting under the air collecting a check, but a lot goes into it when you have to go out and actually speak to the community and let the community know who you are.
And kind of informing them about what it is you actually do and how important it is for them to be a part of law enforcement. As a community, we all need to work together.
Correct.
One of the things I think that people don't understand, especially as it pertains in the Black community, law enforcement has not always been the most embracing people in Black community.
Correct.
Because the same people who were supposed to be protecting us, if you ask people like the late Harry Blake, who was beaten half to death in Shreveport by not Ku Klux Klan, but law enforcement, and some of the other things, not to mention when they're little children, what they call little shorties, hear mama or sometimes daddy say to the little boy or little girl, I'm gonna get the police on you. So all of these things play into the fact that for a lifetime, I've been told that the good guys are the bad guys.
Correct.
I told a young guy came down, I was in high school, he came down from South Central LA, and we were riding in Jonesboro, and he sees the cops. He takes off running. He said, the roller, come on. I said, what we running for? That's the good guy.
Right.
He said, not where I'm from, that ain't the good guy. Well, years later, I find out that South Central LA, just like New Orleans PD, had some very bad people. And so he saw it one way and I saw it another.
Correct.
How do we get the people who have been taught that these are the bad guys? Don't talk to the police. Or if you talk to the police, I'm going to get the police to chastise my child. My child don't, it's like the switch. I used to go take the switch and break it, So with these things, and knowing these things, and you look at it from a Black perspective. I know we may say, well, you can't look at it black and white, but you have to in order to get over the hurdles that's causing us not to be together in our communities. So what are some of the things that you think we can do in our community to bring us together? Because that's how you solve cases.
Well, I want to say first that we're not, I cannot overlook the fact that there are some bad apples. And that's with any profession. That's right. Teaching, preachers. You're going to have some bad apples, but every apple is not bad. So you do have officers, detectives, lawyers, judges that actually want to help the community. They actually want to see the community progress. And I think, again, building trust. And with building trust, you have to take baby steps. It's not just something that is given to you. So I think being more open, being more transparent with the community and letting them know, what's going on. I think that would build the trust more. I Like I said, you do have some bad apples. We cannot overlook the fact that there are some bad apples, but it's just like going into a situation. It's not a lie. You have to build that trust, and you have to give grace. Give someone a chance, and that's not saying that you give someone a chance and you find out that they're not a good person or a good officer, but give someone a chance. Right. You never know what you're going to get out of it. Everyone's motive is not to go out there and arrest somebody and take someone from their family. When I got in law enforcement, my objective was a job to do. Right. If you break the law, I have a job to do, and understanding that it's not personal. Right. Like I said, I get up, my morning starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I don't get up and say, yeah, I want to ruin someone's life today. Right. I want to take someone to jail today, but I have a job to do, and if there's any way that I can help you, I will help you, So I think understanding that, again, like I said, I want to repeat, there are some bad apples. Right. But all apples aren't bad. That's right. And at the end of the day, there's a job to do, just like if, you go to school, that teacher has a job to do. If you go to McDonald's for lunch, they have a job to do. So everyone has a job to do, and it's not personal. Right. Well, what about the code of silence? A lot of time in law enforcement now, you see more now that people in law enforcement are right. Because I saw just recently a guy beats up this woman back and walk. Like another case where a guy pulls the gun out. You got what? About 7 or 8 law enforcement officers. You got enough to take this guy down who has no gun. You pull your gun out, and I do understand again, coming back from the training that I've had, that sometimes you get tunnel vision, and but the guy pulls his gun out and he shoots, and he kills the person, and law enforcement is around, and the first thing this person is taught to do is put handcuffs on him. You don't need to have handcuffs on him now. This dude dead. Yeah. And so here's the other thing, because we're going to take a break in a few minutes. I want to talk about the misconception about women in law enforcement. But what do you wish more people understood about what happens after you make a report or provide information to law enforcement? Because sometimes we be, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? I told you weeks ago, what do you wish they understood? That ultimate, right? So tell us a little bit about that. So it has to go through the proper channels. First you take the report, and then you have to check the validity of the report, because a lot of people can report something and it's not true. Right. You do have those people that they are upset and they just want to retaliate against someone. So first you have to check the facts and you have to check the validity, but nonetheless you do have to take the report. The report has to be taken. I told you it was, Miss Bird. I told you. Yeah, so you do have to take the report. Nonetheless, check the validity of the report, and then you send it up to the proper channels. Once it gets to me, then that's when you investigate. So for me, I will go back and speak with the person who filed the report, speak with any witnesses, and then you speak with the possible suspect. And then from there, you want to investigate, get your evidence, video, pictures, more witness statements, and that's kind of like the process of everything. How has social media played into law enforcement now? Okay, when you repeat that question. Well, social media. Okay. How has it played into law enforcement now? It seems like most of the stuff now that starts on social media. Yes. So without giving too much information, I like social media when it comes to
solving
crime.
Oh yeah.
Because
we talk too much.
we live in a world now that let me get on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let me get on Instagram. And a lot of people put their whole life on social media.
And once you put it on there,
you can delete it.
But it's a fingerprint.
It's a digital fingerprint. Yeah. Yes. So I like to like I said, I normally don't speak on it because I like social media. Yeah. I like when people put their information on there.
Real criminals don't get on no social media. I'm telling you.
You'll be surprised.
But they ain't real criminals. They
criminals ain't criminals like they used to be. But you know, we live in a climate where a lot of people want to be viral.
Yeah.
They want to be the first to report. They want to be seen. So a lot of people put a lot of things on social media. So like I said, when it comes to that aspect, I like that.
Yeah.
But you also have to put in consideration that a lot of things can be damaged by using social media. And I think because of everybody being able to have a platform and depending on your following, it can really tarnish the relationship because everybody is not going to put the complete story out there.
Right.
They're going to put the part that makes them look good. You know? And I think
once you have to go digging and you start to dig up some stuff that that you can't tell everybody what it is, but it ain't what they think it is. Yeah. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about women in law enforcement and the misconceptions and things like that. All right. This case with Nolan and things.
The Real News Louisiana, your trusted source for real stories. Right.
Graphic business,
we deliver
dance
honest
team.
local news, community
You
events,
got something like
government
that?
coverage, and the stories that matter to you. Whether
You
want
got
to
dance
stay
team?
informed
I
or
did.
grow your
I had
business,
one.
The Real News
You ain't got it
Louisiana
no more?
is where your voice
Wow.
is heard. Join our community today.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But watch this.
Reach
So,
thousands of loyal
a lot
local
of stuff
customers. Call us to advertise.
hasn't come out about that Nolan case. But it's just a lot of stuff that don't make sense.
Visit us online
and that's why, because of the stuff that's going on in Mississippi, is why the folks are asking questions.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of worship. District 6 Ways and Means Committee presents an evening of praise. Merlin, along with the Glow Voice Productions.
You can't see me?
Powerful choirs, groups, and soloists. Hosted by Brother Darrell Hobdy. Join us at Morning Star Baptist Church. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Tickets are just $10 in advance or $15 at the door. Call Layla Harvey at 318-529-0638 for tickets today. Don't miss this powerful evening of praise.
Do you wear guns?
I have to.
A woman in pink with pink guns on.
And pink handcuffs.
For real? Come on! We're talking about, we have Miss Brittany Bird. She's here. Beauty, brains, and toughness. All in one. As a woman serving in law enforcement, what unique strengths do you believe women bring to policing and especially investigating?
Understanding, and like we spoke on earlier, trust.
Yeah.
They're able to, even though we have to be tough because we're already thought of not being tough, it's a softness that we have that make people feel comfortable enough to trust us and to speak with us. So I would say that.
Almost like a scrambled egg and a boiled egg, huh?
Mhm.
You put them in the water, they get hard. You take a potato, you put it in the water, it gets tender. So it's a balance in that. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember a case that a young man, I guess he decided to have multiple women, you know,
Okay.
but he was in some criminal conduct
Mhm.
and had a lot of women.
Okay.
And some of those women had children.
Okay.
And whoever the detective was, they went to one of them who began to tell this young lady, listen, I don't think it's worth it for you to lose your, be taken away from your children. And she began to sing like a bird, you know. To be able to identify with a mother who may be caught up in some type of criminal activity. Do you think you bring something of an understanding with this person that a man may not understand?
Yes, being a mother and being a parent in general is a big responsibility. But being a mother and, and especially in, our community, they're typically the primary parent.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't have what you would call a community or being able to rely on other people and say, hey, if something happened to me, I know that my children can go here or go there. So a lot of parents and a lot of mothers fear leaving their kids, because a lot of people say, well, can't nobody love my kids like I love my kids.
Right.
And I think mothers, they get in situations and they don't think it through, but when it comes to the forefront that, hey, I can possibly be taken, my kids can be taken away from me, or I can leave my kids, and who's going to take care of my kids, who's going to love my kids. I think that gives them the strength to say, okay, I want to speak with someone, or I want to help whatever the situation is, or I want to clear my name. I think that being a woman in law enforcement again gives that understanding, like, I'm not judging you. This is a safe space. I'm not judging you.
Right.
I'm understanding. You can feel comfortable with me. You can trust me. And I think that, again, being relatable, being someone that looks like someone's mom, sister, aunt, cousin, is a plus, because they feel like this is somebody that looks like me, or someone who looks like my mom, my sister, my aunt, my cousin. So I think that plays a part in being able to build trust as well.
There was a case, and we're now going to the ruthlessness, the Black Widow kind of woman.
Mm-hmm.
This woman was in law enforcement in New Orleans. Okay. You may have seen it, the particular case. The woman worked a case whereby this Chinese family was murdered in New Orleans. But there was a young lady, one of the children were left, that saw the murder. The police officer, which was a female, went back to work the case. And the young girl saw the young lady and said, you her. She said, what? She was the one working the case, but she was the one who executed her mother and her father. Come to find out, not only did she do that, her daddy went missing for a long time. So once they got her in jail and everything, and prosecuted and things like that, they found out that she was in such criminal enterprises. She actually killed her daddy and buried him under the house.
Wow.
She was a gorgeous young lady, but I say, look, women can be tough too,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with? I know you're beautiful and everything like that, but how do you deal with women that you know these people are in some real terrible thing and they won't break you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sometimes have to just get tough on them?
You do have to be tough. You do have to get tough. And like I said, I present myself tough from the forefront.
Okay.
And then once I see that you're kind of,
Softening.
you know,
Yeah.
I can soften up with you and, you know, let you understand that, you know, I get where you're coming from.
Right. Right.
But you do have, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. So you do have a lot of pushback from other women.
Right.
Being a woman.
Okay.
You know, so it gets tough.
So sometimes the biggest opposition comes from other women.
Correct.
Same thing in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, we got more women who are against other women in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't really understand that because you already got men that don't. You know, let's talk about youth and children and family. What do you see in the youth criminal justice? Do you deal with many in
Yes.
Oh wow.
Well, a lot of them just need someone to talk to. A lot of them just want direction. A lot of them feel like they can't speak to their parents or their family because of the fear of being judged, or you know, there's a lot of family issues or a lot of deep rooted family issues and things that are buried, you know, that kind of thing where if something happens in the family, you don't talk about it. You don't tell people the family business or the house business.
Right.
And so they are suffering from issues that are happening at home, and they don't want to or cannot speak to their parents about it. So they start to act out, and they're looking for an outlet. They're looking for just someone to listen. So like I said earlier, when we go to these calls where, you know, a mom may call and say, hey, my child's being disrespectful, it's like you get them, you get there and they're tough. They, you know, and once you speak with them, you can kind of see that this is just a baby.
Right.
They just want someone to talk to, and 90% of the time they're saying, I just want to talk. You know, I have this going on, and I don't know who to talk to.
And mama don't know that she brought a boyfriend in, and her boyfriend likes more than her.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of things that go on, and like I said, it's not being spoke about. And so you have some people that can regulate their emotions, or, you know, properly, or be verbal about how they feel, but you do have some people that don't know how to express themselves. They don't know, so they act out. They're angry, they're upset, they, you know, so it's like they just want to talk to someone. They just want to be heard.
And it's ironic we're on this conversation because I think you all have a case right now that you all are dealing with, that you all as well, it may not be the city of you with city?
Yes, I'm with the city.
Cars and things like that and stealing. That we have the case, and we're working it together, I guess. But, you know, to me, one of the biggest problems we are having in law enforcement is dealing with juveniles. The same people that the church, the schools, the parents, law enforcement, and community is dealing with. And I don't think it gets any better unless all 3, 4, 5 of these agencies work together to make it better. It's like you said too, understanding too. You know, so I don't know what does it take for us to get back control over our communities, especially with the laws that had been passed. Parents, especially in the black community, the ideal of not chastising children was unheard of. We beat the, you know, and we would have folks like, especially in the school system, well, they're not chastising their children. Yes, they do. They beat they say, well, I beat the black off of them, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, but many of them begin to get calls by agencies, and here they are now in trouble for chastising their own children. And then the children going to jail. So I think the the youth criminal justice system needs to be reformed. That's me. You know, so that we can do a better job. Because sometimes it's the structured environment that these young people like.
Yeah.
They don't have that structured environment. But then you take them into a structured environment, they do well. They want limitations. They want boundaries.
Yes.
But we don't have, and especially when you take the male out of the home. You know.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, I know we got a lot of single parent families and things like that. I thank God. I needed both of my parents because I probably would have oohed my mama to get me, you know, get out of different things and stuff. You know, I tell my son, all my sons and things, I said, the first woman that a boy learned how to play is his mama. If he can play his mama, the first girl coming in life, he gonna try to play his mama. I mean, play that girl like he played his mama. You know. So I tell the mothers, don't let your son play you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
So what are some things that you could tell us that could help prevent some of the lawlessness that go on, like breaking in cars and things like that? What can we do as a community?
Speak. You know, talk if you see anything. I think, like you said, back in the day, your village or the community could discipline your child without it being, well, why you did it? It was just, I can correct your child, I can discipline your child, and you know, it wasn't a bad thing to do. But in the current time, oh, don't talk to my child.
Right, and they disrespectful.
Oh, you don't speak to my child, or you know, and we're missing that correction where other adults can correct your child. So I think that so with that being said, a lot of people don't want to correct because of the fact that, okay, well, their parent might come. You know, now I got to deal with their parent. Not only are acting out, and instead of correcting the behavior, they just let it go because they don't want to deal with the backlash from the parent.
And then we have parents who hold their children in wrongdoing. You know, yes. Let me just say this to our listening audience. If you got a child that's out there breaking in people's dwellings, whether it's a house or whether it's a vehicle, that is one of the most dangerous things that your children can do because they're playing Russian roulette with their lives.
Correct.
You know, and more than likely, if the homeowner or the one who owns that automobile kills him, ain't nothing gonna be done because they may bring them in and question them and things like that, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen? You're going to have to take up a collection to bury your child, all because they trying to break in somebody else's belongings, and these people don't know who these folks are. You know, my thing is to protect my home and protect my family.
Correct.
Yeah, and I would hate to take a child's life.
Correct.
Behind food, but I don't know what that child has.
Correct, that's true.
You know, so it's so important. One of the things that they said can help prevent some of this is that because I remember one guy staged a situation that he could kill a kid. Let the door stay open, had the gun on the seat so he could see it, was waiting in the garage for the person to come out there. Now, for you that do that, you're going to jail.
Correct. Absolutely
Because
right.
you staged a situation and you
It
murdered.
was premeditated.
Premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of stuff you're doing. So don't get that vigilante mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That you. I remember one day though, I was sitting waiting in the window for one to come because they had been doing it, but I didn't set it up or nothing.
Correct.
You know, I was just sitting waiting because I was tired of telling folks to, you know, look, they breaking in vehicles over here and things like that. But I wasn't trying to set nothing up so I could kill somebody,
Correct.
you know.
Right.
But again, it's important that we can do some things that can prevent stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you said, if you see something, say something.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I want to just kind of touch on what you said when you stated a lot of parents uphold their children. Because I tell my kids all the time, I don't want to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to be your parent. I want to raise you to be a good human being.
Right.
Now, we know that you can teach a child and lead a child on the path that they need to go, and it's, you know, they can stray on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that I know that we want to, I guess, make our kids feel comfortable, but at the same time, you can't uphold them and
Right.
correct your children and, you know, let them know that you do have their back, but you have to let them know I can't uphold you in your wrongdoing as well.
With me,
Mm-hmm.
my children would rather talk to their mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just point blank.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll tell me, say, well, Daddy, the reason we didn't tell you is because we know that you're going to go all off and this, that, and the other. But on the other hand, I got a brother-in-law. Charles is just so low-key that look like all his children would tell him about what's going on,
Right.
you know, in their life. I want to be that. I want to be that
Mm-hmm.
person that they can come to and tell whatever. Now, when it comes to, when it get bad, they bring it to me.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to get out of whatever it is, you could.
Mm-hmm.
But I done told them before, look, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. This is
Right.
consequence.
Right.
And I think they don't want to come to me because they know I done already told them
I
that.
told you so.
Now, I never say I told you so. I just say to them,
But I told you.
yeah. I just say to them, what did you think?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
didn't we have this conversation?
Right.
But Mama is not going to accuse. She's just, and I guess it's from her background too. You know, she's always looking for the best in whatever the situation is. But you know, sometimes you just gotta be tough and let them know this is what it is. This is where the rubber meets the road. So, any last words that you would have?
The delay doesn't mean denied.
Yeah.
If you see something, speak up. Again, like I said, I know it's probably not easy to have trust with law enforcement, and so I want to encourage those in law enforcement to get out and build that trust.
Okay.
It starts with us.
Yeah. And you work for the city.
The city.
Yeah. So you're under Dr. Jones, who is Mayor Jones.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yep.
That's my boy. And did you ever know Roy?
I did not.
Roy Jones, you
I
heard
heard
about
great
Roy.
stories
Oh,
about
yeah.
Mr. Roy Jones.
If I'm in a fight, I want Roy
You
to
want
be with
Mr.
me.
Roy? Okay, I got you.
I want Roy to be with me.
I heard
And
he was
I've been in some fights, and Roy showed up.
Okay. Yeah, I heard he was a tough
Yes,
cookie.
indeed.
Yes.
Listen, God bless you all. God keep you in my prayer. I love you, and you can't do nothing about it. Yes, indeed. Roy prayed Roy was a wide receiver. He played football. But shoot, when they saw Roy coming, they knew he wasn't coming along.
Yeah, my former chief, I think that is his grandfather.
Yeah,
and they said he was a tough
yeah. So now, do you live